I love games, board games, computer games, card games. If there's an opponent to beat and multiple strategies to try, I'm in. One of my favorite games is Tetris. I love how at first it's easy to place all the blocks just so to complete lines. Then, as you reach higher and higher levels, it becomes more challenging. I think of achieving zero net energy much like playing a game of Tetris. It is easy to put all the pieces in place the earlier you commit to the ZNE goal. Then, as design and construction accelerate, the ZNE goal, like the Tetris game, can fall apart if you don't stick with the winning strategy you've cultivated from years of playing. But how do you cultivate a winning ZNE strategy in the first place? Good afternoon, I'm Amanda Bogner, founder of Energy Studio, and today I'm going to talk about achieving net zero before the RFP is issued. In 2004, Patrick McLeamy drew a set of curves that illustrated that projects become more difficult to change as they become more developed. The green curve reflects a traditional approach to design where many design decisions are made in the construction document phase. The blue curve reflects an integrative project delivery method where many key decisions are made in schematic design or design development phases. In both of these scenarios, each decision-making peak aligns with the bulk of the energy modeling effort is completed. Is it fair to say that the ability for a project to achieve zero net energy follows a similar trajectory? To get to ZNE requires intentional decision-making that considers a variety of parameters. An energy model, married with life cycle cost analysis, can provide robust information before the RFP is written. I propose that this decision-making curve should shift farther to the left to reflect the first energy modeling efforts occurring during the planning phase. Using energy modeling before defining the RFP enables three distinct benefits. It helps identify how a building will use energy, which is needed to identify conservation strategies. It illustrates to the owner how process and plug load will affect the building's performance and achievement of the zero net energy goal. And it indicates to the owner that ZNE is possible with the established project budget, which leads to greater confidence and commitment to the ZNE goal. Let's dive into each of these areas a little farther. There are many design knobs and levers that can be adjusted to reduce a building's energy consumption. Let's group them into three major categories: envelope, lighting, and HVAC. Before the RFP is written, an energy model can help the owner identify which elements the building is most sensitive to. An energy modeler can evaluate a variety of design strategies and identify several paths to achieve zero net energy. I should stress here that the outcome is not intended to provide prescriptive language in the RFP that mandates exactly what the design should or should not include. Instead, the idea is to outline performance expectations and identify meaningful metrics that can be clearly communicated in the RFP. This will signal to the responding design team which parts of the design they should pay close attention to. For example, windows are one of the most impactful building components from both an aesthetic aspect as well as an operational one. Increases to window-to-wall ratio affect the amount of energy a building uses for space heating, space cooling, fans, and lighting. Depending on the climate zone and building type, window quantity and placement can have both a negative and positive effect on the building's energy consumption. Before the RFP is written, the impact of various window-to-wall ratios for each space type and orientation can be evaluated. An acceptable window-to-wall ratio range for each space type and orientation can be defined in the RFP. This will provide the responding architecture team the constraints they need to propose a facade design that enables ZNE instead of detracting from it. Teams get more skilled at reducing energy consumption of the systems they design. The plug and process wedge becomes a significant portion of the energy pie. In order to achieve ZNE, this wedge must be addressed with the owner and occupants. Before the RFP is written, Owners need to survey occupants to determine what plug load equipment is needed and wanted in the occupied space. Process loads that are critical to business operations need to be identified as well. I recently worked on a worship facility in Omaha that had a goal to become zero net energy. The owner occupants had a very clear idea about what process equipment they would have in their offices, classrooms, and worship area. However, the building also included a kitchen. At early construction documents, the type of kitchen that was expected was still undefined. Was it going to be a warming kitchen or a full-service commercial kitchen? Not only was this decision impacting the design schedule and construction budget, it would have a big impact on the project's ability to achieve zero net energy. Through the use of an energy model, we were able to illustrate to the owner the impact this decision was going to have on their energy performance. Ultimately, the owner needs to make decisions about plug and process loads based on their business operations, but illustrating the impact of those decisions on the ZNE goal opens the opportunity to discuss conservation strategies and load assumptions that should be addressed in the RFP. Developing high-level strategies for envelope, lighting, and HVAC systems, along with understanding how plug and process loads affect a building's energy consumption, are necessary steps to enable ZNE. The earlier these can be evaluated and discussed with the owner, the more likely the project will be to achieve zero net energy. Both of these things add to the owner's confidence that ZNE is possible and lays the foundation for them to understand how their decisions impact performance. However, much like the Tetris game, the ZNE game is never won. It takes deliberate attention from the design and construction team and then good follow-up by the operations team to make ZNE a reality. Thank you for your time.